we're back.
Welcome back to Coffee Meets Murder, guys. I'm Janelise,
And I'm LeBron.
and this is Coffee Meets Murder.
Yeah, this is episode 19.
19, and today's LeBron's episode.
Yes, it is.
Whoop, whoop. What is your coffee order for this week, LeBron?
So, I have a venti, which I just realized this makes no sense. It's a venti iced Americano, right? 5 shots decaf with almond milk, extra ice, 8 honey, so like 8 pumps of honey, 7 matcha, double blended, double cupped, and split into 3 tall cups, which whoever gets that makes absolutely no sense, because if you order a venti, right, why would you split it into 3 cups? Why not just drink it from the one?
Because maybe you're ordering it for 3 people, and then the thing is that the like everything together, like all the ingredients that you put together, makes the right taste, right? It's not the same as if you would order 3 different talls, let's say.
That's crazy.
Well, I feel bad for that barista, because what?
Yeah, it's a lot, let me tell you.
That is a lot. And if it's every day, I would hate to do that order every day.
Well, they did it every day.
Oh, my goodness. You want another one for every day? I got one.
Go for it.
This happens every single day. Ready? It's a grande pike in a venti cup. I think the pike is... I don't know what pike means. Hold on. I'm going to Google that for you right now. Because I have a friend that she gets pike too, but I've never understood what it is. Okay, so pike, I guess, is the roast. Okay. Grande pike in a venti cup with 5 pumps classic vanilla, I'm assuming. 6 pumps caramel, 2 pumps vanilla. So classic, I guess, is like their classic syrup. Then 6 pumps caramel, 2 pumps vanilla syrup, and then 5 raw sugar, extra heavy cream. Every single day.
Wow.
So instead of milk, they put extra heavy cream.
Okay. E.
5 raw sugar.
Raw?
Raw.
Okay.
I don't know. There's different types of sugars,
Yeah.
I guess.
I think the raw is like the brown packet.
Yeah, which I actually like that sugar a lot more than the white ones. Like the regular granulated sugar.
Yeah.
Brown sugar's not that bad either.
No, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad at all. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
See, this I would try once and then be like, absolutely not again.
It's like a one-time
I'm
thing.
not doing that again. But see, it says every single day, and I think that's insane. That's a lot of sugar.
That is a lot of sugar.
On top of the fact that it's coffee, so you have caffeine.
Yeah.
Your face. Yeah.
You're going to have a huge crash later in the day.
Right, but then that's the whole point. Then you go and you buy more. Whether it be in the day, yes. Whether it be Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or your local coffee shop on the side. Like, that's the whole point. You get like this massive crash in the middle of the day, and then you go and you buy more.
Yeah, I guess. I guess, yeah.
We have a whole podcast.
Of coffee?
Not of coffee, but, it's centered around having coffee. And you're saying that you don't drink coffee twice a day?
This is the only time I drink coffee. This is the beginning of the day.
Oh, you and I can't be friends. What are you talking about? I drink coffee sometimes 3 or 4 times a day. It's not that great. It's not that bad. I don't recommend. That doesn't always happen, but sometimes I do.
No, I can't do that.
It's just I need it.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Just push through, power through.
You're the one who's worked night shifts, so I don't understand how you've not have
You
been...
have a shot of Cuban coffee, and that's it?
Sometimes I can drink that at night and still sleep like a baby.
Nah.
Yep. Yep. That's how accustomed my body is to caffeine. I don't recommend it, and I try not to, but...
You gotta lay off the caffeine.
It just happens. Yeah, this will probably be the last coffee I have today. And then a whole lot of water.
That's actually pretty good. All right.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to flush it out. Oh, my gosh.
All right. So we are going to be in Miami, Florida.
Ooh.
Right here at home.
Ooh.
In the mid-1990s.
The mid-1990s.
Yes, ma'am.
Our parents were here by then. At least mine were.
Yeah, mine were not.
Yeah, mine were, graduating high school? Why are you laughing? Because they didn't graduate high
Yeah,
school?
they didn't graduate.
No,
high
but they
school.
could have been.
They could have been graduating.
They could have been. They could have been.
Yeah. So, at the center of this case is a man named Daniel Lugo, a man who looked like he belonged on a fitness magazine cover and thought he deserved the life of a millionaire.
Okay, wait. I could swear right now that I've met a Daniel Lugo before in my life.
Really?
Yes.
Like that name?
Yeah.
I thought you met this guy, but that name.
Oh my God! I have to tell you now. We're talking about names. Okay,
okay.
pause really quick.
Like the thing? Or are you going to tell me?
No. Like pause right now. Your case.
Oh, okay, go,
because
go.
it's gonna be fun.
All right, go.
I need to see your reaction.
Go.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so Brianna's cousin, my friend's cousin, she's having a baby. Congratulations.
Oh, my God.
Right? Okay. Her boyfriend, right? His name, right? The other day I asked Brianna, I was like, hey, what's his name? Because I didn't want to call him like baby daddy, boyfriend, like, you know. And she goes, it's Tony.
Okay.
And I go, oh, okay. And then she sends me a message again and she goes, Starks.
Is it really?
And then I said, is he Iron Man? And he goes, and she goes, I thought the same thing and I thought he was like joking with me, but no, it's really Tony Starks. Like on his license it says Tony
Starks? How old is he?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
I'm not sure. But as a kid, if I see that my full name is on like this whole thing of movies, this whole strand, this whole like monopoly of movies, I'd be like, yep, that's me.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I only asked for his age because maybe he was born like after the first movie and his parents were like so fascinated by the movie that they're like, that's what I'm going to name my kid.
They are younger than us.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so possibly.
Oh, yeah, it could be.
They are a little younger than us. So, I mean, I'm not sure about him, but I know that her cousin is. But that's...
The first Iron Man movie was
like
made
what?
in 2008, which I don't think he could be born then.
No, because they're like about like Ulysses and Juliet's age.
Yeah,
which they were born in the 2000s.
Unless his parents read like comic books and they were just so like they just love Tony Stark that much. That's funny though.
It makes no.
You should probably ask.
I could.
Yeah, inquire about it.
I'll update you next episode.
I appreciate that. So, in 1993, Lugo was the manager of Sun Gym, a bodybuilding hotspot in North Miami. It was the kind of place where image meant everything: size, confidence, charisma, and appearance. And Lugo knew how to project all of that. But behind the polished image was a con man. And years before the murders, obviously,
Right.
called Coffee Meets Murder, Lugo had already been in a serious legal trouble. In 1991, he had pleaded guilty to fraud after pretending to represent a Hong Kong bank supposedly investing in American small businesses. The scheme collected upfront insurance fees for loans that never came. For that, Lugo served 15 months and was placed on federal probation. So by the time he was running Sun Gym, he wasn't some hardworking entrepreneur who suddenly snapped. He already had a history of deception.
He a liar.
Yeah. Working around him was Noel, Adrian is like his nickname,
Okay.
Doorbal, who was employed part-time at the gym. Doorbal would eventually become one of the most terrifying figures in this case. A man who moved from being an accomplice to becoming one of its most brutal killers. Around them were other men pulled into the orbit of Lugo's schemes: George Delgado, Stevenson Pierre, and Carl Weeks, and others who, in different ways, helped carry out the crimes. And that's one of the most disturbing things about this case. This was not a polished crime family, and this was not some highly disciplined underworld network. It was a loose group of men connected by the gym, by ego, by greed, and by the belief that they were smarter than everyone else.
The gym.
And probably by the steroids.
Oh my God.
Among the people in that circle was George Delgado, who had worked with Lugo as a trainer. Delgado had also once been business partners with a man named Marc. I think I'm going to pronounce the last name wrong, but it's Schiller.
Okay. That doesn't sound very Miami.
Their relationship had once been close enough that Delgado knew the layout of Schiller's house and even the alarm code. That's actually very close. The detail would matter later because it meant that the gang didn't just have a target. They had inside information. Yeah. Before the crimes that made them infamous, Lugo had already considered abducting another Jim Gore, a man named Winston Lee, in 1994.
Does he not believe in women being at the gym?
No.
Clearly.
That plan never happened, but it shows that something important, kidnapping for profit, was already on Lugo's mind. The Schiller case wasn't born in a moment of desperation. It was part of an escalating criminal mindset. And soon, Lugo would decide that one man, Marc Schiller, was the key to the life he believed he deserved. It actually gets crazier.
What?
According to the case summary, Lugo told others, that Marc Schiller had stolen money from him and from George Delgado. Whether that claim was true almost doesn't matter in the end, because what Lugo proposed next wasn't revenge in any legal or rational sense. It was a plan to abduct Schiller, force him to sign over his assets, and possibly kill him. Yes? Oh, you gasp?
Yes.
Lugo approached Doorbal and Stevenson Pierre with what he framed as easy money. $100,000 for 2 days of work. He painted the job as simple, clean, justified, and in another meeting days later, Delgado would join in, supply detailed information about Schiller, including the codes to his home. That betrayal is one of the darkest parts of this whole story. Schiller wasn't being hunted by strangers. He was being hunted by men who understood his routines, his trust, and his vulnerabilities. And yet, even with all that information, the gang kept failing. They made repeated attempts to grab Schiller. They considered bizarre ideas, including dressing...
Why are they thinking about this so much?
including dressing in ninja outfits on Halloween and knocking on his door.
Like the Power Rangers.
On another occasion, members of the group dressed in black with gloves and military camouflage makeup
Okay.
and crawled across Schiller's lawn, planning to rush the house when he came outside.
This is so theatrical.
But a passing car scared them away.
Oh my god. maybe it's just not meant for them to do it at all. Like, how many signs do they need?
In all, there were 7 failed abduction attempts
Oh my goodness.
before they finally succeeded.
How about you just not do it after the first, or just at all?
Yeah.
That's crazy. 7.
It's hilarious.
7.
And in all of this, they obviously had the opportunity to stop, and they never did.
Was it 7 different costumes?
It doesn't say that, but it does give you some of the...
My goodness.
So, after their final failed attempt in November of 1994, the group changed personnel. Stevenson Pierre was dropped, and a new participant was brought in, Mario Sanchez, a former Sun Gym instructor and licensed private investigator known as Big Mario. And then, on the same afternoon as that final attempt, the gang found their chance. Schiller was waiting for a prospective buyer at one of his Schlotsky's deli locations. When the buyer didn't show up, Schiller left the store and walked across the parking lot. And that was when the gang moved. 3 men grabbed him, used stun guns on him, punched him, and forced him into a van. From there, they drove him to Delgado's warehouse. And that night, they retrieved Schiller's car from the deli and brought it there too. Almost immediately, the takeover of his life began. That first night, they forced Schiller to call his wife and to tell her to leave with the children for Colombia. With his family out of the way, the gang could move more freely into his home.
Colombia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea. Into his home and business affairs.
That's not the first time I hear people wanting to like go to Colombia to like escape here.
Yeah, I know. It's usually like countries with no extradition.
I guess, but still, like Colombia, that's random.
Then they kept Schiller captive for weeks, pressuring him to tell lies, sign documents, and surrender his assets. What was supposed to be a quick 2-day abduction turned into a prolonged campaign of extortion.
I mean, what did they think was gonna happen, considering that it took them 7 times?
I don't think they
a 2-day thing for 7 times he tried to kidnap him.
Really thought it through.
Of course not. Power Rangers.
As the gang tried to move money from accounts in places like Switzerland and the Cayman Islands, the last transfer mentioned in your case summary was made on December 10th. This wasn't just kidnapping anymore. This was the dismantling of a man's identity, his finances, and the freedom, piece by piece. And once the money was mostly secured, Lugo and the others reached the conclusion that they had likely been heading towards all along. That Marc Schiller could not be allowed to live.
Of course not. After doing everything that they did. How?
So the murder plan they settled on was a cruel and it was absurd. The gang decided that they would get Marc Schiller drunk over several days and stage his death as a fatal car crash. According to the case summary, they also intended to benefit from a $2 million MetLife insurance policy.
But he's been missing.
Not really.
What do you mean?
I mean, his wife and kids are in Colombia, right?
But they were told to go, no?
By him, yeah.
Oh, by him. Wouldn't that have been weird?
I mean, when you have all that money and
but like,
maybe his money isn't like...
No, if my husband calls me and tells me, you need to take the kids, you need to go to Colombia, that's weird.
Maybe that's just a normal thing they do.
No. If Felisa calls you right now and goes, I need you to go to Colombia right now, like, don't ask questions, just go.
I mean, that's...
And you have money. Like, you're going to be like, yeah, sure, why not?
That's super weird, but...
It is weird, period. The end. No, there's no but. What? They extorted him. They took their money. They took his money.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they're going to be like, oh, we're just going to let him, like, live? Like,
yeah.
No. Of course they were going to that. They knew that. They had to have known that.
They probably thought that it was going to end differently.
I don't know. After you're doing more than just, first of all, kidnapping, period, the end. Somebody kidnaps me, takes my money, and then lets me go immediately to the police. Yeah. Immediately. Yeah. Like, what do you mean?
That's true.
So just with kidnapping, like, you're already heading there for the ending, which is not nice at all. No?
No, you're 100% right.
So it's like...
So, with Lugo's ex-wife set as the beneficiary...
Oh, here we go.
So this wasn't merely about silencing a witness. It was about squeezing one final profit out of a man that they already kidnapped and robbed.
Right, because now he has that life insurance that they can cash out on.
Yeah.
But the ex-wife is the one on it.
Yeah.
So what do? Are you going to get there?
Yeah.
All right.
So in the early morning hours of December 15th, 1994, after 3 days of forced drinking, Schiller was placed in the passenger seat of his own car while Lugo drove. Doorbal and Carl Weeks followed behind in another vehicle. A crash site had been selected just a few blocks south of Schlotzky's. When they reached it, Schiller was strapped into the driver's seat. Lugo then moved over, accelerated the vehicle toward a utility pole, and jumped out just before the impact. If this had gone the way they planned, the story would have ended there. A drunk driver and a tragic accident, another dead man in Miami. But Schiller survived the crash. He was unconscious but alive.
Haha.
And instead of panicking...
Makes them work more, huh?
Yeah, it does. Instead of panicking, instead of fleeing, instead of realizing they had already gone too far, Lugo escalated again. And he poured gasoline on Schiller and set the car on fire.
Oh, my goodness.
But somehow, Schiller managed to open the door and climb out of the burning wreck.
That man is trying so hard to survive.
Yeah, so let's imagine. You've been kidnapped for weeks, right? Mm-hmm. Your assets have been stolen. You've been manipulated, terrorized, and controlled. And then you survive a staged crash and a fire. And just when it seems survival itself might be possible, the men who did this come after you again.
Oh my goodness. It's like, these are the worst. Like, first of all, it's more than one.
Yep.
Right? And you cannot get
They're horrendous.
What? Like, if you're, it goes back to the same thing. Like, if you're going to do something, do it right. But just don't do that at all. For people who are listening, don't do that at all. Yeah. But, I mean, how many times are you going to fail before you ultimately realize that you're just not meant to do it?
Yep.
So also, kudos to that guy for really trying hard to get out of
he's really trying hard.
Like, he's like,
round of applause.
You're not about to kill me at all.
So the gang chased Schiller in their cars and ran him over twice.
Oh my.
They nearly went back for a third strike, but another car approached.
And that one?
Forcing them to leave. And that random interruption, someone else simply coming down the road, may have been the only thing that kept Marc Schiller alive.
Oh my gosh.
So, on December 16th...
That's all he needed. He needed to just wait for somebody else.
Yeah, that's it.
So he took the beating, basically.
Pretty much.
And then that person was able to help. Wow.
But remember, this is called Coffee Meets Murder. So
yeah.
Schiller was admitted to the hospital.
I can only hope,
as John Doe. Initially treated...
Oh, because he was so messed up.
He was so badly beaten.
Oh my goodness. How
Initially
horrible.
treated as a possible DUI victim. Meanwhile, the gang realized he might still be alive when nobody appeared at the morgue. They began calling local hospitals. Eventually, they learned Schiller was at Jackson Memorial Hospital.
I forget this is in Miami, so hearing Jackson Memorial, I was like, what?
Yeah. He was in critical condition, but stable condition.
I wonder where did they end up doing this whole car crash with the fire and running him over?
It doesn't say it exactly.
Yeah, I know, but like Miami's so populated. Like, who did not see that?
Well, it's the 90s, construction here and there, It's not as populated as it was now.
Oh, I guess, but still.
So the case notes state that members of the gang even went to the hospital, intending to kill him there. But Schiller, terrified he would be found and murdered, checked himself out and fled to New York. So he escaped.
Oh, so he was able to leave?
Yeah.
All the way to New York. Okay. And then what?
And still the story gets stranger.
Oh my God.
By early January 1995, Lugo had moved into Schiller's home, now held through a Bahamian company called D&J International.
So he stays here in Miami and moves into that guy's house.
Yeah.
And that guy flees.
Yeah.
Okay, I think they were going to say something like, and then they took a plane and they moved.
No. So according to the case summary, he told neighbors his name was Tom and claimed that he and others were with U.S. security forces.
Liar.
He and Schiller had gotten into legal trouble, been deported, and that the house had become government property.
No, it didn't.
It was a ridiculous lie, as you know.
Of course.
But it worked well enough for a time because the truth was even more unbelievable. A kidnapped man had survived, his captors had taken his assets, and one of them was now living in his house, which is crazy. But Marc Schiller was alive, and that meant the gang had not gotten away with it. Not yet.
I mean, they kind of did, considering that he's not in the state anymore, and you already have his house and all his money that you did.
For a little bit, yeah.
Like leave it alone,
Well,
because if you go and like try to murder, now you gotta there's more things you gotta hide other than what you just did right now. Leave him alone. Well, they didn't.
Buckle up.
They didn't they?
You would think that after Schiller's ordeal, after the failed murder, and after nearly being exposed, after having to maintain a web of lies, this group would stop. But they didn't.
Of course not.
Instead.
But here's the thing. Why didn't Schiller just go? Did he just go to Colombia? Go to Colombia.
Well, remember that he They forced him to sign off his assets, which are legal documents.
Okay,
So
right.
it
So
all
that so
and
like
basically
his
all
house.
his information. Yes, but all his information and everything is pretty much
Oh, so he can't leave the country.
no. But he flew to New York.
Exactly.
He's escaping from them,
Right, but at this
so they don't
point,
kill him. But he has to work back to be able to do these things. He just can't go to, you know,
Colombia.
yeah. He can't go to Colombia because if he goes to Colombia, you lost. You lost it all. That's it. You're done.
You kind of just lost it all already.
But he works for it. Just
Okay.
instead, they found another wealthy target.
No.
A man named Frank Griga, a Hungarian businessman who had reportedly made his fortune in the phone sex industry.
No.
Doorbal learned about Griga and, through mutual connections, gained an introduction. And on May 20th, 1995, Doorbal and Lugo met with Griga, posing as legitimate businessmen and offering an investment opportunity. It was the same pattern all over again. Identify wealth, gain access, project confidence, and close in. This time, Lugo also pulled in his girlfriend, Sabina Petrescu, who believed a bizarre story that Lugo was working as a CIA agent trying to capture a corrupt Hungarian businessman.
Bro, don't be dumb.
Huh?
So dumb.
Yeah.
How do you... First of all, CIA agents can't say they're in the CIA, can they?
I don't know.
Especially
I'm not in the
actually...
CIA.
But especially actually... that I know of. Especially actually working a case.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. Don't be dumb.
She was dumb.
Also, don't tell me anything. I don't want to be involved. The less I know, the better.
Even within a case already filled with manipulation, that details stand out. Lugo lied constantly and so convincingly that people around him began participating in crimes under a completely invented reality.
Wow. That's... What a horrible person. You are involving other people that have nothing to do with you.
Yep.
But you're involving them in their crime. So they are committing a crime
Yeah.
without knowing, unknowingly.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that is horrible. That is nightmare.
And their plan, again, was to kidnap and extort.
Oh my, but like, what do you think is going to happen after you extort a person and you let them go? Like, it happened already once. You got away with it. I think that's why they
got
did it.
greedy. They
it
wanted
actually
more.
clicked right now. Yeah,
What?
I know it clicked. That, they got away with it once. So they're like,
So they
why
thought they
not?
could do it again.
Exactly.
But on May 25th of 1995, everything turned violent faster than expected.
Oh my God.
According to the case summary, Doorbal killed Frank Griga during a fight inside Griga's apartment.
No way.
The original plan had been to take Griga to a warehouse, hold him there, and force out access to his assets, just as they had done with Schiller. But Doorbal killed him too early, throwing the plan into chaos.
Oh yeah?
In another
That'll
room,
do it to you.
in another room of the apartment was Krisztina Furton, which was Griga's girlfriend, who had been speaking with Lugo. After witnessing what had happened to Frank, she became the next victim. Lugo injected her with Rompon, which is described as horse tranquilizer.
Oh my God.
The gang attempted to extract information from her, specifically codes that would allow access to Griga's home, while continuing to inject her. After the third dose,
Oh, she's dying. That's a lot. It's a horse tranquilizer. And that's always by like weight.
yeah, Furton died as well. That sequence is haunting because it shows exactly what these men had become at that point.
Well, I mean, yeah, they feel empowered because they got away with the first one.
Yeah.
And then now with this person, they're like, well, you already killed this guy
Yeah.
or murdered this person. So who cares? Like at this point, they're like, it's like they dug themselves in a hole. And then just like, who cares if we go deeper?
Yeah, they were like, screw it. So the following day, the gang tried to hide what they had done. And Griga's body was concealed in Marc Schiller's stolen couch.
Come on now.
Furton's body
That's
was
horrible.
hidden inside a U-Haul clothing box. The bodies were loaded into a van and transported to Lugo's warehouse in Hialeah,
What?
where Griga and Furton were dismembered and disposed of, with Doorbal doing most of the work.
Okay, so like I have no words clearly.
Crazy.
So they went from extorting, wanting money,
Yep.
starting off, forcing, kidnapping, things like that, to
Murder.
completely forget about murder. Completely dismembering something
Yeah.
or someone.
Yep.
And I think that is like 0 to 100 very fast.
Extremely.
What do you mean?
So by now,
Also, when you hear dismembering, you think of like Ted Bundy and what's the other guy? Jeffrey Dahmer.
I know he dismembered, but did Ted Bundy? I don't think Ted Bundy dismembered people.
No, but Ted Bundy was like, that's what you think of though.
Yeah.
You know, because you're talking about serial killers.
Yeah.
Who else dismembered? I can't think of.
No.
The Ed Gein guy did dismember too. But again, you think of serial killers that have a motive or have a specific like want to something, not a group of guys who epically failed the first 7 times
Yeah.
and then wanted to dress up as Power Rangers and then ended up here now in a warehouse in Hialeah dismembering 2 people because they're like, oh my God, what do we do now?
Yep. Very true. So, by now, whatever thin line may once have existed between extortion and murder has now vanished completely.
Of course not. It's all merged together.
This was no longer a kidnapping ring. It was a murder machine run by men who believed they could keep improvising their way out of catastrophe.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work that way.
But the double homicide of Frank Griga and Krisztina Furton would become the turning point that finally caused the whole operation to collapse.
Good. These people need to be stopped.
After surviving his kidnapping, Marc Schiller hired Miami private investigator Ed Dubois to look into what happened to him and to track his missing assets. According to the summary, Schiller remained in Colombia for a time while Dubois tried to get law enforcement to take the case seriously. So I guess he did end up flying to Colombia.
Oh, he did. Like,
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when Dubois first presented Schiller's story to Miami police, they were skeptical.
Of course.
They didn't fully believe it. They made only minor inquiries. And that, honestly, is one of the most frustrating parts of this entire story.
So they're told about Schiller's whole story, and then they're like, "Yeah, we'll look into it."
Yeah.
And then they question a person or two, and then to say that they did look into it and call it a day.
Yeah.
How do you see
his
that?
whole thing did sound unbelievable. He was kidnapped by bodybuilders, forced to sign over his assets, survived a crash, a fire, and being run over. Then watched one of his attackers move into his house.
Imagine if he said that he was kidnapped
By ninjas?
by bodybuilders
Bro.
dressed up as Power Rangers.
Bro.
Like, even more ridiculous. I get it. But still, like, how can you make it up?
Yeah.
Like, how much of it is going to be made up before you think it's real? Like, come on. I mean, clearly it was real.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't get it.
Meanwhile, Griga and Furton had vanished, and people around them immediately sensed something was wrong. The morning after their disappearance, Griga's housekeeper, Esther Toth, arrived and found their dog barking unattended. Alarmed, she got help from Judy Bartuz, a friend of Furton. They entered the house, found it empty, and began contacting mutual friends. Eventually, the Golden Beach Police Department was called. Then came another critical break. On May 31st, 1995, Lloyd Alvarez, a friend of Griga's, spotted Griga's yellow Lamborghini traveling in a convoy with 2 other cars. He followed them, recognized Daniel Lugo in a Mercedes. That sighting helped tighten the investigative focus and connect names, vehicles, and the missing couple. 8 days after Griga and Furton disappeared, Captain Al Harper contacted Ed Dubois and the police investigation began to align with what Schiller had been saying. On June 2nd, Schiller returned to Miami. The next morning, authorities executed warrants on the homes of Daniel Lugo, George Delgado, Noel Doorbal, and the Sun Gym owner, John Messi. By then, Lugo had already fled to the Bahamas, but only temporarily. He was arrested 5 days later in Nassau and brought back to Miami.
So he left.
Yeah, he fled.
Nassau.
Yeah. On June 10, Lugo...
I'll never look at that island the same now.
Oh, my God. On June 10, Lugo agreed to show police where the bodies had been hidden, apparently hoping cooperation might help him with a jury. He led the investigators to submerged barrels in southwest Miami. But the remains were incomplete. The heads, hands, and feet were missing, which complicated identification.
Because of fingerprints?
Correct. Later, the body of Krisztina Furton was identified through the serial numbers on her breast implants. They matched with her plastic surgeon's records.
Oh, my goodness.
Thank God for...
breast implants.
Yeah. A month later, an anonymous tip directed investigators to additional body parts in Alligator Alley. Other arrests followed, including Carl Weeks and Stephen Pierre, and others connected to the case. The illusion had collapsed. The men who thought they were predators operating in total control were now scrambling, talking, and turning on one another. And as soon, they would all be facing one of the biggest criminal prosecutions in Dade County history. The trial that followed was enormous. According to the case materials you attached, which is what I have, the proceedings involving Daniel Lugo, Noel Doorbal, and John Messi, I need to space there, began on February 24th of 1996 and became the longest and most expensive criminal trial in Dade County history. At the time, it involved more than 1,200 pieces of physical evidence and 98 witnesses.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a lot of taxpayer money.
Mm-hmm.
2 juries were even selected. Oh, damn. One to hear the evidence against Lugo and another to hear the evidence against Doorbal and Messi. The scale...
Whoa.
The scale tells you how sprawling the case had become.
Messy and then incredulous, basically, because it wasn't organized crime. And on top of that, everything that was probably in evidence is like just, I mean, we've heard and seen a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But to them, it was probably like impossible, you know, at that time.
No, this was a crazy case.
You know, like bodybuilders kidnapped me.
Yeah.
You know? Then it has to do with like a chain of men and then the gym.
Yep.
And it's like a lot of things you know, haven't heard type of stuff.
Yeah. So.
Move on.
This wasn't one murder, and it wasn't one kidnapping, and it wasn't one bad decision made in a moment. It was a chain of conspiracies, lies, financial crimes, staged documents, arson, extortion, kidnapping, attempted murder, and multiple killings. Lugo was indicted on a massive range of charges, including racketeering, conspiracy, kidnapping, armed robbery, extortion, arson, attempted first-degree murder, and the first-degree murders of Frank Griga and Krisztina Furton. Doorbal faced similarly devastating charges and sentences. George Delgado, in exchange for testifying for the state, received prison time, but far less than the central figures. Other participants also faced prosecution. One of the most significant later developments mentioned in this case file is that both Daniel Lugo and Noel Doorbal, who had initially been sentenced to death, were resentenced to life in prison in December of 2024. So very recently. And in some... Are you listening?
Yes.
And in some ways, that ending feels fitting for a case built on delusions of power.
2024? Hold on. That landed way too late.
Yeah.
Say it again.
They were like Daniel Lugo and Noel Doorbal. They were initially sentenced to death, but in December of 2024, they were resentenced to just life in prison.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
They could have just kept the death.
They should have.
They mismembered, murdered, and kidnapped.
Yeah. I don't remember when's the last.
I don't want my tax-paying dollars to go to them.
Yeah, I don't remember when's the last execution we had here, but yeah. So
That's incredible. I can't. What?
they wanted luxury. They wanted status. They wanted to skip past everyone else and seize the life they thought they deserved, and instead they became known forever, not as winners, and not as masterminds, and not as feared kings of Miami, but as reckless, brutal killers who greed swallowed everything. And an advice, probably, just saying, maybe, don't do steroids. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna end off with that, and just don't do steroids.
Yeah. What a coincidence. You know, they all were at a gym.
Juicing it up.
Probably. This is also
Alleged.
there is a movie about this.
Oh.
It's called Pain and Gain with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and Mark Wahlberg, and the guy that plays.
I haven't seen it, but I've seen like the previews and stuff.
And Anthony, I forget his last name, but the guy that plays the Falcon in Marvel.
Do they kill and dismember somebody?
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
yeah. It's a lot. It's only them three in the movie.
Oh,
so it's not like the whole group. You see other people get arrested in the movie.
Oh, but
not as many.
It only centralizes on three of them.
Like one of those. I forget which one. Like Mark Wahlberg plays Daniel Lugo, and I forget if it's The Rock or the Falcon guy that plays. Like his character is made up of multiple people.
Oh,
like real black people, you know, like they just took those people and made it into one character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one, but it's one of those like that.
Right, they made it seem like it was just the three of them rather than the seven of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's insane.
Yeah.
It's an insane case. It's sad that it happens.
You ever seen Mr. Bean?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy that plays Mr. Bean. Wrong. My bad. I completely got the guys wrong. I'm so sorry. I completely got it wrong.
Who are you talking about?
Have you ever seen?
Because now I'm gonna compare.
Have you ever seen The Monk or Monk
No.
on USA Network?
No.
Oh man, it's about a guy who's a detective, but his wife gets killed, and whatever. He has like this OCD that everything has to be perfect, clean, perfect. So, but he still wants to be a cop again. But so he works on it. It's a whole thing. That guy, whenever you watch that show, that guy is the guy that plays.
I feel like I've heard of the show.
Yeah,
I'm gonna Google it.
that guy is the one. That actor is the one that plays Marc Schiller's character.
Does it look like a Marc Schiller? Oh, okay. Yeah, he does look like a Marc Schiller. But let's look at what Marc Schiller actually looks like.
Yeah.
Mark, how do you
SCHILLER.
Yeah.
For the listeners, it will be posted on Instagram.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it looks anything alike.
Yeah, you know how it is.
It says Marc Schiller today. There it is. See him?
Yeah.
Tell me he don't look like Pablo Escobar.
A little bit.
A little bit, right? It's the mustache. Anyways.
But,
he was born in Argentina. It's crazy. And he told them to go to Colombia. Still doesn't make sense.
No.
I guess.
But that was
Oh, yeah,
that was
look.
crazy, huh?
He has a book.
Pain and Gain.
He
The
has a
movie is
book.
called No Pain, No Gain.
Yeah, the book he has. Marc
Or I
Schiller
think the
has a
movie's
book.
called Pain and Gain.
The book. Okay, Marc Schiller has a book called Pain and Gain: How I Survived and Triumphed. He really did survive and triumph. Like, kudos to him.
Yeah,
Wow.
He did a good job. Yeah,
I would like to believe that I would be like that.
Sure.
I don't want to be in any situation like that. But
I mean, all the cards just played right for him.
yeah, hopefully we
Survived
can all be lucky like
being
that.
run over twice, a fire, a crash.
That's crazy. Kudos to him.
Survived the 7 attempt kidnappings. I mean, bro.
7 men attempted to kill you?
No, not 7 men.
7 men.
No, not 7 men. All 7 men didn't go and try to kidnap him.
Oh, but like still. Like, how do you come together to...
Yeah. No.
make this plan and this.
No. He did a good job.
After every case, I just go back to this is why we don't do these things. You're going to get caught anyways.
Yeah.
And even if you don't get caught in the moment, like you will eventually.
Yep, that's true.
And we all have to be safe. And with that, I leave you. Please follow our Instagram.
Yes, please.
Follow our TikTok. This is where you're going to get updates. And pretty soon, we'll have YouTube up and running.
Yeah, and X. Yeah.
X as well. You can follow us there too.
Yeah.
Live updates. And please let us know any of your coffee orders if you would like to us to mention it. Also, any stories or any cases that you guys might want us to
DM it all to us on Instagram. That's the best way. Alrighty.
See you next week.
Goodbye.